When you're in a situation like Neil Magny is back against the wall, you need to get a win. You got 2-3 in your last 5, and you have a second hot prospect, undefeated, not undefeated, 10-1, almost undefeated, Mike Malott, right? What approach do you take if you're Neil Magny? Do you step on the gas? Do you expose yourself and get knocked out? Do you try to clinch him and hold on for dear life? Like, what approach do you take if you're Neil Magny?
I think you have to put the foot on the gas and bring the fight to him right from the jump, Derek. Impose that will, impose that dominance, and shake him a little bit. Because other than that, your back's already on the wall. You're one step away from the chopping block anyway. Might as well go for the gold, get a knockout. Because if you get knocked out, your result's still the same. At least if that's where his case is, if that's where his contract is. So I guess it all depends on contract and going forward. But, I mean, if you need to make a splash, I think Neil Magny is the fighter that can get this done. He's more than likely going to be looking for a finish.
You think, I'm sorry, you're saying you think Neil Magny can get it done in terms of, like, win this fight?
Whew, don't get me wrong. I'm betting on Mike Malott. I let the cat out of the bag earlier, but I'm saying if there's a fighter that has the spirit, has the potential to get it done, it's Neil Magny, but he's almost on the way out.
So you would say, I think it sounds like to me, and forgive me if I'm wrong, I'm just restating it for you. You're saying he has the veteran prowess to make this a much more competitive fight than many would think and rise to the occasion and potentially upset Mike Malott, correct?
Oh, absolutely, Derek. I mean, don't get me wrong. He is an older fighter, but yes, if Neil Magny shows up like the Neil Magny we've seen in the past, he's a full, well-rounded fighter. It just can't be fighting on the back foot like he was in the Ian Gary fight and looking scared, especially with those leg kicks started getting damaged, started shaking him a little bit. I think Neil Magny can get it done. Are you calling me crazy?
No, not at all. I completely agree with you. I just think that Mike Malott is so versatile that it makes it really difficult for me to have that belief. And here's the reason why. Look at the common theme between the last 4 losses for Neil Magny. Ian Gary, Gilbert Burns, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Michael Chiesa. People who are going to pressure him, people who are going to put him on the back foot, and then aside really from Ian Gary, even though he did do some of this, people who are going to scoop him up and put him on his butt. So Mike Malott, here's the thing, if the ego gets to him and he's full Canada, let's go, full send, you know what I mean? Just like he was last fight against Adam Fugit. If he's on like that hype, all Canada, I want to knock you out, different situation. But if he's smart like he was in the last fight and he says, all right, I'm having a lot of success on the feet, I'm clipping you, but here's my guillotine opportunity, whoop, submission, done, fantastic. If it's full knockout, that's where Neil Magny gets his openings. So I think what this is more than anything, this is be composed, be level-headed, and realize this is not just Neil Magny. This is an opportunity into the top 15 rankings right here. Don't forget, Magny's number 13 in the world. So I think Mike Malott is a smash spot right here. I'm not sure what Neil Magny is going to have for him other than a volume approach if he can tire out. Mike Malott, use his chin, be durable, and then try to step on the gas late round 2 and then round 3. But AJ, are you confident in that, or are we full Mike Malott here?
I'm not confident with that, Derek. I think the only way you're going to shake a young gun like Mike Malott on home soil, looking for his, 6th straight finish, is going to bring the fight early, bring the fight hard, and last the entire time and really take this dude's soul. A tall task against Malott.
Do you think the finish streak continues?
Woo. That's a great question, Derek. Man, I don't want it to, but I think there's a chance the finish streak can get going. Mike Malott can grab 6 of them. It's hard though, man. Neil Magny, I mean, yes, 2 of his last 3 losses are by submission by those guys you're talking about because they're going to implement the same game plan Malott is going for. But does Neil Magny let that happen to him? I don't know. We'll see how much dog he has left in him.
That's what I was going to say is like at this point, it almost seems to a degree like Neil Magny, if anything, you're fighting for the pride of, I'm not going to let this young dude finish me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to let it happen. But then again, it's easier said than done when you're fighting a stud like him. So you could, I talk about this from a jiu-jitsu perspective. I say in jiu-jitsu, there's 2 routes you could take. You can just get your ass kicked, or you can say, all right, I'm going to stall and clinch and just try to do anything not to lose. And that stalemate, you're not going to learn as much than you would from a loss. Now, it's a little bit different stakes. It's not a jiu-jitsu match. It's not training. This is a real life fight where you get real hurt and your career is on the line. I just think that, we could put it a million different ways, man. Mike Malott is the smash spot right here. The question is, if you do believe that the finish streak continues, there's 2 ways that this could take place: a knockout or a submission, plus 350 for the TKO, plus 125 for the submission. Where's the juice?
Man, the more likely pick is that plus 125 submission. But Derek, I think Mike Malott's due for a knockout. He's gone two submissions, 1 knockout, 2 submissions. If history proves it, if the numbers are on my side, I like that plus 350 TKO odd. Like I said, I don't want to see it against my boy Magny, but Malott has the juice behind him. What about you? Which one's the one that you're looking at?
I'm looking at some heavy punchers that he's fought. The Jeff Neals, the Robbie Lawlers, Daniel Rodriguez's. I mean, the chin held up. I think it's going to hold up against Mike Malott. I think he might get dropped, pull guard, and then get submitted. But it's terrible. Isn't it terrible? We love the Haitian sensation, man. Shout out Neil Magny. I just think that it's Canada. This is Mike Malott's time. If he's going to lose, I doubt it's going to be in front of a Canadian crowd. So give us Mike Malott. I'm going to rock with that plus 25 submission prop. I think that's a fair play. AJ likes the plus 350. If you want to go on your local sports betting site and just go Mike Malott by finish in the distance, I mean, listen, fair play. There's money to be made out there, folks. You know what I mean? So take what we got. All right, folks, let's keep it pushing.